June 25th, withholding. Sometimes, to protect ourselves, we close ourselves off from a person we're in a relationship with. Our body may be present, but we are not. We're not available to participate in the relationship. We shut down. Sometimes it is appropriate and healthy to shut down in a relationship. We may legitimately need some time out. Sometimes it is self-defeating to close ourselves off in a relationship. To stop being vulnerable, honest, and present for another person can put an end to the relationship. The person can do nothing in the relationship when we are gone. Closing ourselves makes us unavailable to that relationship. It is common to go through temporary periods of closing down in a relationship, but it is unhealthy to make this an ongoing practice. It may be one of our relationship's sabotaging devices. Before we close down, we need to ask ourselves what we are hoping to accomplish by shutting down. Do we need some time to deal, to heal, to grow, to sort things? Do we need time out from this relationship? Or are we reverting to our old ways, hiding, running, and terminating relationships because we are afraid we cannot take care of ourselves in any other way? Do we need to shut down because the other person truly isn't safe, is manipulating, lying, or acting out addictively or abusively? Are we shutting down because the other person has shut down and we no longer want to be available? Shutting down, shutting off, closing ourselves, and removing our emotional presence from the relationship is a powerful tool. We need to use it carefully and responsibly. To achieve intimacy and closeness in a relationship, we need to be present emotionally. We need to be available. God, help me be emotionally present in the relationship I choose to be in. I'm Herb the Addictaholic. This is the language of letting go. Recently, I've been on mid shift, a graveyard shift, and we just switched to 10 hours over graveyard. And I'm going to school full time. And I'm doing recovery. And I'm part of a motorcycle club that's recovery based. And so, I'm being pulled in a lot of directions. And being a night bird, a night owl, messes with my emotional state a little bit. My wife is aware of this, I'm aware of this, and so, we both have a little more tolerance for some of those emotional states when I go through like a slight depressive mode or whatever. But recently, I kind of let that melancholy feeling get a grip on me, and we were on a family camping trip that we do annually, and everyone's having their couple beers, but I don't do that anymore. So I have a couple Red Bulls, and the Red Bulls made me feel nauseous, and then like I got anxious, and then that added to the melancholy feeling that I was having, and so like I completely became antisocial and I shut down, and then I was really abrupt and sharp in responses to my wife's questions when she was like in a good mood. And like, even though I had detached and pulled myself away, kind of isolated, it brought her mood down from afar, and she wasn't able to enjoy herself. And, in her mind, like I'm reverting to old ways. And in some ways, it's kind of what I was doing. Even though like I felt had I gone to her and complained, it would have been like, I didn't want to bring the complaint to her. So instead I shut down, where I could have just said, hey, I'm going to take a couple moments. Like, I'm going through something right now. I don't want to affect you. Kept it short and sweet. She would have been like, okay, at least I know. And then she could have continued having a good time. And a little communication would have went a long way. But, I could have been present emotionally for her for a moment before taking the time that I needed. But instead, I became selfish with it. And I detached in an unhealthy, non-loving way. And I shut out emotionally, and it carried over the course. And she said that she's seen it coming days before, and it lasted a couple days after, and it really all came out during a marriage counseling session the other day. And, it didn't end well, and we had to continue our conversation after the counseling session for like another hour. And, it's only a day or two later that we're starting to be back on a positive note. And I take full responsibility for that, and doing exactly what this book, suggests that I don't do. And, I'm an addict, alcoholic. I'm still in the adolescence of my recovery. And so I'm still trying to overcome some of these, emotional setbacks that I didn't have the tools to deal with before. And sometimes I forget, that I have a tool belt here with all of these tools on how to deal with this stuff. And, I'm getting better at it, and I'm able to remember, oh, I do have those tools, let me go get them. And so instead of it being a month or 2 months, where in the past, something like this, we might cold shoulder each other and be quiet and sleep in different rooms for a month or 2 months, and that's very, very detrimental to our relationship. It's detrimental to the kids, and watching how we're interacting amongst each other, and like, just all bad. And luckily with this program, like, I'm able to see it faster and respond to it and begin the mending process faster and own my part of it, own my side, and what I've put into this and how I've created some of this. Even though my wife might do it too, she might shut down and not come to me and be emotionally unavailable sometimes as well, but hey, then I could at least recognize what's going on and then make a statement like, hey, I noticed that you're doing this. I don't want to pressure you. I'm gonna give you a safe space. When you want, please come talk to me. And if you need some time, I understand. Instead of like turning cold and giving back what I'm getting, and like, then both sides of the street are trashed, and we don't want that, because we've been there and it's not good. And I'm trying not to go back there again. I hope you guys got something out of this. I definitely do, and I thank you guys for coming out and listening. These videos help me, and I hope they help somebody else out there as well. Keep coming back. It works if you work it.